Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're tackling a topic that many of us find a little scary, giving a presentation in English. But don't worry, by the end of this video, you'll have all the tools you need to go from nervous to confident and deliver a presentation that truly engages your audience. We'll cover everything from a powerful introduction to a memorable conclusion. Ready? Let's get started. First things first, the introduction. This is your moment to grab your audience's attention. You have about 30 seconds to convince them that your talk is worth listening to. Forget starting with, "Hello, my name is." It's boring. Let's try something more exciting. You could start with the surprising fact. For example, did you know that public speaking is the #1 fear for most people, even more than death? That gets people listening, right? Another great way is to ask a question. Something like, have you ever felt nervous before a big presentation? This creates an instant connection because everyone can relate. Or you could tell a very short personal story. I remember my first English presentation. My hands were shaking and my mind went blank. Today, I'm going to share how I overcame that. A strong opening makes a huge difference. After you've got their attention, you need to clearly state your purpose. Tell them what they're going to learn. This is your roadmap. You can say, today I'm going to show you 3 simple steps to make your presentations more engaging. Or, the goal of this presentation is to help you feel more confident when speaking English in front of a group. And then, give them a quick preview of your main points. For example, first, we'll look at how to structure your talk. Second, we'll discuss body language. And finally, we'll cover how to handle questions. This structure helps your audience follow along and know what to expect. It shows you're organized and prepared. Now, let's talk about the main body of your presentation. This is where you deliver your key messages. The golden rule here is keep it simple. Remember, your audience are also likely English learners, or they might not be familiar with your topic. Avoid using complex jargon or long, complicated sentences. Use simple words and short sentences. It's much more powerful. A great technique is the rule of 3. People tend to remember things in 3s, so structure your main ideas into 3 points. For example, 3 reasons why, 3 steps to, or 3 advantages of. It's easy to remember and easy to follow. To make your points clear, use examples. Examples are your best friend. Instead of just saying, body language is important, show them. You could say, for example, standing straight and making eye contact shows confidence, but if you look at the floor, you seem nervous. Stories are also incredibly powerful. A good story can illustrate a point better than any data or facts. It connects with your audience on an emotional level. You could share a success story about someone who used your advice, or a personal story that highlights a problem. People remember stories long after they forget facts. Another key to an engaging presentation is using visuals. A picture is worth 1,000 words, right? But please avoid slides with tons of text. Nobody wants to read an essay on a PowerPoint slide. Your slides should support what you are saying, not be a script for you to read. Use high-quality images, simple charts, and big, bold keywords. 1 idea per slide is a good rule. Use your slides as a visual aid to help your audience understand and remember your message. And when you're presenting, don't just stare at your slides. Face your audience. You are the presentation, not the screen. Let's move on to your delivery. How you say something is just as important as what you say. Your voice is a powerful tool. Vary your tone and speed. If you speak in a flat, monotone voice, your audience will fall asleep. Speed up when you're telling an exciting story and slow down when you're explaining a key point. Use pauses. A short pause before an important message can build suspense and make people listen more closely. It also gives you a moment to breathe and think. And please smile. A genuine smile makes you seem more approachable and confident. It helps the audience relax and connect with you. Body language is crucial. What is your body saying? Stand tall with your shoulders back. This projects confidence. Use your hands to emphasize your points. Open gestures, with your palms up, are welcoming. Avoid crossing your arms, as this can make you look defensive or closed off. And one of the most important things is eye contact. Try to look at different people in the audience. Don't just stare at one person or at the back wall. Making eye contact with several people makes everyone feel included. It creates a real connection and shows that you are speaking to them, not at them. So, you've delivered your main points and you're nearing the end. It's time for the conclusion. Don't just stop talking or say, "That's it." You need to end on a strong, memorable note. A great conclusion does three things. First, it signals that you're ending. You can say, "to wrap up" or "in conclusion." Second, it summarizes your main points. Briefly remind the audience of your key messages. For example, so today we've learned the importance of a strong opening, a simple structure, and confident body language. This helps them remember what you taught them. And finally, your conclusion should have a call to action or a powerful final thought. What do you want your audience to do, think, or feel after your presentation? A call to action could be, "So I challenge you for your next presentation, try starting with a question." Or you could end with an inspirational quote or a thought-provoking statement that relates to your topic. Something like, "Remember, the goal isn't to be perfect speaker. The goal is to connect with one person. If you can do that, you've succeeded." Leave your audience with something to think about. Now for the part that many people fear the most, the Q&A session or questions and answers. My advice is to see it as a conversation, not a test. It's a chance to engage directly with your audience. When someone asks a question, listen carefully. It's a good idea to repeat the question. This ensures you understood it correctly, and it also allows everyone in the audience to hear the question. You can say, "So the question is," then answer it clearly and concisely. If you don't know the answer, it's okay to say so. Honesty is better than making something up. You can say, "That's a great question. I don't have the exact information right now, but I will find out and get back to you." This shows honesty and professionalism. Always thank the person for their question. Let's quickly recap the entire process. First, craft an engaging introduction with a hook, like a question or a story. Second, clearly state your purpose and outline your main points. Third, in the body of your talk, keep your language simple, use the rule of 3, and support your points with stories and examples. Fourth, use simple visual slides. Fifth, pay attention to your delivery, vary your voice, use pauses, and smile. Sixth, use positive body language, like standing tall and making eye contact. Seventh, deliver a strong conclusion that summarizes your points and has a call to action. And finally, handle the Q&A session like a friendly conversation. Practice is the final and perhaps most important piece of the puzzle. You can't expect to be brilliant without practice. Don't just read your notes in your head. Practice out loud. Stand up and deliver the presentation as if you were in front of a real audience. You can practice in front of a mirror or record yourself on your phone. Watching yourself back can be very helpful. You'll notice if you're speaking too fast or if you're not using enough gestures. If you can, practice in front of a friend and ask for honest feedback. The more you practice, the more confident you will feel, and confidence is the key to an engaging presentation. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope these tips help you feel more prepared and excited for your next English presentation. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about connecting with your audience and sharing your message with passion. You can do this. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more tips on mastering English. Leave a comment below and tell me your biggest challenge when it comes to presentations. I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next video.